So you might have noticed that I'm a pretty big fan of the Gouf Customs that I built, since I got two of them. They're pretty awesome. Like, I love these things. But one of the side effects is that you have a lot of parts. I think that's all of them from the two. Now you can probably see that there's a lot more of the light blue than the dark blue, because I mentioned there were two plates of those, of the light blue. Oh, one thing I don't think I mentioned, it has a blue sword, a blue heat sword. That's kind of nice, a light blue heat sword. Now, to the parts. There are quite a few limbs, like pieces of the mobile suit that you can make with all these. Like, I made a full set of arms. You can almost make two sets of arms. Well, you can make a half of a full arm, and then you got like a stub. So it's almost there. I don't think there's enough pieces. I mean, oh, I got a shoulder armor here. I can shove that in. And I don't think there's another arm cover piece, like for here, on the lower arm. Nah. So almost two sets of arms. And then you've got a pair of feet. Now the ankles, you don't get the ankles. So this is, I'm foobarring this a little bit, because those come from the Gouf flight type. Yeah, I think one each, because like here you see one's silver, one's gray, because they're from both mobile suits. So gee, if I got other flight types, I could have other ankle joints to go with these feet, because I have another one. It's almost full here. And I don't think I have, oh no, I would. I just get another polycap. I'm sure I have one similar. It might be a little loose because it's not the knockoff polycap, but yeah, so you have, so I got like a pair of arms and I got a pair of feet right here. So that's cool. And then you don't have, you got the armor for the lower leg. The thing is, you don't have the either the knee joint or the inner piece here. It's like it's got the ball joint attached to it, but it makes it kind of look like it's got an inner frame, but it really doesn't. Another thing that came with the flight type are these knee joints, these normal Gouf Custom knee joints, because it gets other ones. But you don't have the hinges, so you could kind of make it look like it. Maybe get some plow plates sticking in there if you don't want it to ever move. Or you can make the joint, I don't know. Maybe you're really special at that. I'm not. So you can kind of fudge that as well. See, I put, instead of the plastic parts, there's the polycaps in there now. So you could swap. Well, actually, the knee joint has a polycap anyway, so that's supposed to be there. This one isn't. But it's a little gappy. It'll work. It should work. I don't think that'll be a problem if I had another ankle joint to shove in there. And I thought, okay, I can maybe cobble something together from spare parts that I got. But then I forgot I have quite a few Zaku 2 high grades from Origin, which I haven't made a video about, but I might sometime. And I have this guy because I had two completely white Zaku 2s, and they were just different companies, but they were both almost identical, pretty much identical. So what I did was I took the Black TriStar knockoff I have, which I don't have, well, I have the official one. It's just that I had the one with the big axe. So I don't technically need it. I mean, I could technically have three because, you know, Black TriStar. But then when I gave him the white limb just to make him look different, I figured now, why not change him a little bit? And also, he had a malformed hose. It's missing a part. So I think I'll just cut those off. And I want to see, because the angles should be no problem. Even though the limbs are completely different for the lower legs. Actually, the arms, I can just pop and swap. But the lower legs, because it basically, like, from the knee down, it's an inner frame. So I don't think the thigh armor, which I do have, it might go over. I don't think there's anything. Is there any? Oh no, there is a little bit of inner frame in here, isn't there? I'm forgetting. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, okay, there is. It's just like it's a simple one, but it's in there. But that might be small enough to take that. But the lower armor, I'm not so sure. I might have to like carve into what's there. Hopefully not too much, but as long as it can still connect, like as long as the pegs are still there and like the middle, like a section of it to hold it together, I think that would be okay. So I get this armor around it and make it like a proto, or not, maybe not even a proto Gouf, maybe like a Zaku High Mobility Type 2 or Zaku Gouf or something. I don't know. I just want to make it look a little unique, and maybe I should give it a custom paint job. Not right now. I'm actually working on something else as I'm making this video in terms of a custom with a paint job and everything. But this thing, I want to make it special, so I'm going to give that a try. Well, I didn't really expect it to take so long to swap the armor from the Gouf Custom onto the inner frame of the Zaku 2. But I did it! And it works for the most part. The funny thing is, I had to do a lot more modifying on the thigh than the lower leg, and I thought it would be the other way around. Because essentially, for the lower leg, just remove this part. I glued the back here, just because I had to cut up everything. Like I hollowed out both of the side panels, so all of this here, everything here was just taken away. I cut it all out. And then I also cut up some of the front, this part here, which is covered up. And then this part I cut up here, and I wanted to keep the knee armor, which is a little, actually I still see some space. I guess I cut a little too much or something. It doesn't really matter. But I cut it out here so I can get the actual knee armor in here, like the actual Zaku part. Which I still have the existing one in there. Which, you know what? I'm okay with that. It kind of looks like it's a double knee. It's alright. And then here, I had to basically, I just shaved the hell out of the peg. I actually had to cut the whole inner piece, because this is actually, like, it seems to be, like, very different, the inner piece. Especially even here. This joint here is from the Zaku. But the armor is not made for this thigh piece. So I had to shave that in. I had to cut around in here and around the top so it actually fit in. Like this whole part cut in half, glued back down. I shaved the groove where the knee joint goes, because the knee joint's different from the Gouf. Like here's the Gouf leg, and there's the Zaku one. So not too bad now. The posability is still there, aside from the because I glued this bit in. I could have modified it, and I could probably rotate it because it's still pegged in. Like the peg's still there going into the polycap and the hip joint. But I'm worried it's going to snap. If I might solidify it a little bit more, but as it is right now, it would snap. And the ankle's kind of limited because it's kind of this is the Gouf foot, and it's kind of tucked up in the armor now, so it can't really do a whole lot. It can kind of shimmy, or that will happen. So it works, and it looks okay. So it just took a lot longer than I thought. So now I gotta do it with the other leg, but the other parts should be fine to put on. So I'll just get that done. It's gonna take a while. So it took longer than I wanted, but I finally got both legs all done, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And it's got a little bit of issue. This one here especially, it just will not close at the top. I mean, not without me doing a little more work on it. But I just wanted to get it together, because initially this top piece wouldn't even go in. It would just pop right out without, like, even trying to glue it. I'd have to like clamp it, and I don't really care that much at the moment. If I decide to paint it, which I might sometime, but I'm not making any promises. And the fact that there wasn't a lot of navy blue, it's nice to add a little bit, so you got, like, it looks like a continuous motion from the leg right down to the foot with how it goes together and how dark that blue is. I like how it looks, really do. A little bit of white, just because, I mean, I didn't want to have a big void of gray there, so had to use something, right? And it came with the white, so that's okay. Now let's look at the torso, because while I got the arms on there, I decided to give it, instead of the high mobility Zaku 2-pack, why not just give it another Gouf flight backpack? I got so many of them, and because you have the holes here on the side, which is where you fit the hosing from the Gouf torso, I wanted to fill it with something, so I took the thrusters from another kit, another pack, and just stuck them in there. So now it has more oomph, and it fills the cavities. And then I had to glue the backpack on directly, because I learned something today. The Zaku 2 holes for the backpack are not the same distance apart as the Gouf Custom. So I like it, and it holds well once you get it glued in. And it looks actually pretty nice, the dark color. And I wanted to add a little bit of the lighter gray just to help with the white, because I still have to have some pieces here. I cut off the hosing, but still have to have something in here. Now let's get the legs on. Things are a little loose, a little jittery. Maybe I went too crazy with the cutting, but it holds together. And once again, I could just glue it to, like, solid, but if I want to paint it, it just makes it easier. Just pop it apart, and that's it. Now the head. Well, I was gonna just use the Zaku 2 head, but then I remembered there was almost a complete Gouf Custom head, but you just don't have the hosing, because the hosing's going with every other kit. So I just took the Zaku hosing, and surprisingly, it fit perfectly into the snout. Not in the back, so I had to cut it and then glue it right in there. But I think it turned out well. I wish there was a darker dome piece for the mono eye, but I had to use what I got. can always paint it. And I did have to carve out the hole here. Make it slightly bigger, just a little bit to get that ball joint in, because it's not a polycap, it's actual plastic for the Zaku origin head. And I'm liking that. I'm actually liking that quite a lot now that I got it together. Now for weapons, I guess I'm just going to give him a heat sword. I have a couple heat swords, but the thing is I only have one holding hand, because all the other ones for the left hand are holding the Gatling gun shield combo. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to hold them. I don't know. I'm okay with just the heat sword. And I don't have the little collapsed version of that whip thing. I could use the open version and just have the wire attached, maybe cut it short. But I'm thinking if I do ever paint this guy, I'll just hang on to this arm, because I can just use this wrist and cut the peg off and then paint it. You wouldn't know it was pink, right? So I think that'll work. But this looks pretty cool. I'm actually happy with it. It's not really, because I was going for more of a, I guess it could still be a prototype Gouf, because the torso is a Zaku 2. So that would kind of make sense that they'd use the main body with a generator from a Zaku 2, right? As a testing bed. And then the other parts, and maybe to see how heavy it would be. And then of course the flight pack to test that out. So yeah, we could work this into canon somehow. I don't know why, but we could. And you know what? It actually looks pretty good with the other blue boys. So let's get them out here. And I guess I'll get the, where are you? Well, I guess I took the light blue Gouf Custom and put them back on the shelf for some reason. I was going to use them in this video, but I don't know why I was thinking. Anywho, yeah, I'm digging that. I like the way this looks. So I'll keep him like that for now, and then someday I'll look at him and say, it's time to paint. Yeah.